Hi Libra, and welcome to your May 2019 general read. I'm Jade with yesYesYes, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. What I'm going to do is an overall spread. Well, actually, I'm pulling from the overall spread from the year. I have that link in the box below, as well as my website information if you'd like a personal read. And then once we go through the overall, then I'll do a past, present, future with a Rider-Waite deck. And this is going to be for Sun, Moon, and Rising. And if you, and Paco, the cat, is talking, so who knows what he has to say. And if this is resonating, let me know in the comments section or hit that thumbs up button. It helps out so much. Let's get started here. You started with the month off with the Six of Swords. So there's movement happening for you, Libra, and it's clarified by the whip. And this is in the Lenormand deck. So there's movement happening for you. Maybe you've been forced to move over and over again. Maybe you've been forced to change over and over again. This could be that you have finally had you're at your wit's end with something and you're just done with it and it's time to move on. So there's definitely like a quickness, a swiftness in turning on a dime, okay? That's the term, or flipping the switch. So it's a very quick move where all of a sudden you're moving in the opposite direction than you were. And it can be something where you've known that you had to do it and it's been going on and on in your head over and over and over again. And then all of a sudden you're doing it, okay? So that's what this energy really is for May. Now your overall for the year from the Mystical Shaman Oracle is the drum. And this is about really feeling into the rhythm and the way in which life is flowing, right? Which you're very good at, Libra. I haven't met a Libra yet who isn't very good at flowing with life. I think it's about the balance, and always feeling for balance. But the rhythm, right? It's the rhythm of movement. It's the rhythm of the ebbs and the flows, the way in which life can balloon and then, calm down. And I think that this year specifically, you're feeling this rhythm, right? This is the reverberation that you're feeling. And I feel this is a different experience for you because it's much more sensual. It's much more embodied. That's really what we're talking about here. So well done on you, Libra. Now let's see what the Rider-Waite deck has to say. I'm looking for the past, and I'm just going to pull 3 cards. I'm looking for the past energies for Libra, please. Past energies for Libra. Where's Libra coming from? I also forgot to mention I have a head cold, so, lots of things flying. I have a head cold, so things might sound a little bit more nasally. That's what I was trying to say. Now, this last card, which is the Chariot, I guess I'm going to talk about that one first because it just flew out. When I looked down, it was reversed, and then when it landed, it was upright. When it falls on the floor, sometimes we read it reversed. I'm going to read it both ways. So just so that you know, you can choose. You always have the choice anyway. So I'll get there. But the first card that came out is the Two of Wands. So in the past, you've been trying to build something and looking towards the future for it, right? Really trying to make this something happen. And I'm feeling this is a business venture for you, really building it. And the reason why I say that is because we have the Three of Pentacles right next to it. It did come out in the reverse. So it looks like to me that it's a better choice for you to be in partnership than in collaboration, okay? And this is in the past. You might have figured this out, that anything that's more than just two is just too many. So you're fine with building either on your own or in partnership with a 2. But when there's a 3, it just becomes convoluted. It's too many cooks in the kitchen. It's not balanced. You like the balance, okay? I get that. Now, this Chariot card, which is a movement card, it's a card of Cancer. That's the one that flew out. There's also balance in the Chariot, right? It's light and darkness. It's also nurturing. The aspects of Cancer are nurturing and maternal. And when so just realize, I'm going to read it both ways. Realize that if you are looking at things just in terms of partnership with a 2, that can move your project forward quickly, or it could also stagnate it, because you might need that extra energy to help keep you both fresh and bouncing off of instead of off of just one another, off of someone else, okay? So just keep that in mind. That's for both. And I'll keep that sideways so that I remember that we're reading it both ways. But right now we're just talking about creative projects or venture projects, but we'll see if we're talking about a relationship, what comes up. But again, it's time for you to move forward in one way or another. So for Libra in the present, what's going on for Libra in the present? And I love you, Libras. You guys are really my sister sign. I'm a Gemini, and I have so much love for the Libras in my life. Okay, major arcanas all in the reverse. Let's talk about this. The Fool card came out in the reverse. So the desire to start something new, but it just can't quite get going yet. Okay, now why? Now it could mean that you're trying to be careful and cautious. That's great, especially because if something didn't work out in the past with this Three of Pentacles turned in the reverse, you might want to make sure that everything is solid for you. Your footing is solid. Like, you know, the Fool just kind of jumps and in a way just, you know, taking all the risks and not even looking at what's below him. So maybe this is that you are really wanting to be cautious and conservative so that when you do take that step, it's on firm and solid ground, okay? And I look at this, whenever the cards are on the table, you have the power to turn them upright or reverse, depending upon what your choice is. So we'll talk about those energies as well and what might be needed to turn them around. You also have the Magician. That came out in the reverse as well. So the need to manifest, to utilize your power. I feel like right now you're sitting back, you're kind of sitting on your hands even, and not wanting to move forward, even though it's time, right? You're being pushed with that Six of Swords energy and this whip earlier on. You're being pushed to make a movement to turn on a dime. So right now you're probably just in that place of getting ready to turn on your dime, getting ready to swiftly move in one direction. And everything's come to a halt while you're reviewing which direction to go to. And when you choose, boom, you're going, all right? We still can't tell if it's anything beyond a business venture or a relationship because we're just in major arcana. And then the Magician card is both Virgo and Gemini energy. So this is mercurial. There's the need for clear communication in this. So I'm feeling like you're just pulled back. You're in your head, just kind of reflecting on it, okay? So reflecting on your powers and where to wield your wand, all right? And Paco agrees. The next card we have in the present is the Judgment card. This also came out in the reverse. So the Judgment card is when we have to face the reality of what the seeds of what we've sown, the life that we have made, checking in to see if we are living on our path and on our journey, you know, if we are in alignment with ourselves, our true nature, our higher self. And right now, with it being in the reverse, it's again, in the reflective mode, not facing it, okay? And the Judgment energy comes from outside in, okay? So this is perhaps you really wanting to get clear before you allow that energy to come in. Completely fine, but this is major energy that you're going through right now, Libra. So everything's just before everything turns, and your energy is swift. I like that you're taking your time and deciding if it's true for you. Let's make sure that you're going on the right path, though, when you do turn on the dime and start moving. Okay, so what's coming up for Libra in the future? Libra in the future for May 2019. Here we go. Okay, that's great. Moving in, Queen of Wands. So I think now what's happening in the future is you've decided this is the direction I want to go. And it's swift, it's passionate, it's decisive, and it's making the change that you need to make in your life. You are bringing in this energy, or this is a person, perhaps this is in your connection that you're bringing in to help you to make that choice to move in that new direction. Now you also have the Seven of Pentacles. It came out in the reverse. So I'm thinking that this is telling us you're not sitting around and waiting for anything to manifest anymore. You've done, you've sowed your seeds, you've put all of the nutrients in the ground, you've watered it, and you've waited and you've watched. So this is presently, you're in the waiting and watching place, and now in the future, you're ready to move. You're ready to come out of that. And I feel like you by taking the time to reflect on your power, to reflect on making the proper steps, to reflect on if you're in alignment with your destiny, this is proving that in the future you're going to be stepping on the right path because you've laid these seeds, you've planted these seeds, and that's exactly what what are serving you best. Okay, so you are in alignment is what I'm seeing. The Ten of Swords also came out in the reverse. So that means any kind of pain, any frustration, friction, any type of drama even that might have been there, and anything that was sitting in your heart is coming out, right? You're freeing yourself, you're moving forward. It's the end of that cycle, and you're leaving anything that was holding you back, that was pinning you down, you're leaving it behind. Okay, this is lovely. Now I really want to get clear. What are we talking about, Libra? Because this is very general, right? I can't tell. I'm seeing it all being business oriented, but I'm not seeing what that project is really related to. And this is a general reading, so I can't get to the nitty gritty. If you are interested in figuring out what we're really talking about, just let me know in the comment section, or we can talk about it in a private as well. Okay, so we're talking about clear boundaries. And I feel like this is work. I mean, it's definitely work because I'm just seeing wands and wands and wands. So clear boundaries. If this is your creative project, if this is your idea, make sure that you're clear that this is your idea. And whoever you're going to be working with, that you are drawing clear lines so that it's fair for you, so that whatever fell apart in the past doesn't happen for you in the future, so that whatever this Ten of Swords energy that happened for you, that stayed with you, that you had to get rid of, that I don't want that to come back for you. Okay, so be very clear with your boundaries and make sure that you are protected from everyone, okay? And I don't mean that everybody's out to get you. It just means that, stand up for yourself and what's right and what's rightfully yours, okay? So if that means going to a lawyer and making sure that the terms are clear in your partnership, what you bring to the table is stated and what they bring to the table is stated, then do that, okay? We also have the King of Wands that came out in the reverse. So this is telling me not to do things without compassion. The king can be fiery, so much so that he burns everyone out of existence. Like it's really just about his forethought and how he wants to rule. But with him being in the reverse, that's showing me that there's a need for this compassion. There's a need for not only moving forward with a new idea or whatever this relationship, this partnership is, but it's also making sure that there's compassion and there's heart. There's actually a need for feeling emotionally satisfied by this venture. Okay, it's not just about money. It's not just about fire and doing and changing the world. It's about emotionally giving of yourself and feeling full because you're making a change, you're making a difference, okay? So there's something really deep here about this project and making sure that it's in balance with the fiery sense and the watery sense, so the action and the emotion. We also had the Empress card come out in the reverse. This is Taurus and your energy. So the Empress is about receiving. So I do feel, and I think both of these cards, the King and the Empress here, are telling us that there's a balance that's needed that is in doing and receiving, giving and receiving. So you can't just sit in the way that you normally do, Libra, and allow things to manifest. You will have to step forward and make this change happen. You will have to step forward and make your make your boundaries known, make your what you're bringing to the table known. You're going to have to state those things, not just assume that people are going to know what they are, not just assume that people are going to take care of you because they have in the past. You know, it's not about always being in that receptive mode. You will have to find the balance between doing and receiving, okay? That's what I'm seeing here in the cards. I'm also curious about what's underneath. We have the Four of Pentacles. So this is the holding on. This is the building of a structural and moneyed empire, right? Now, again, be aware that you don't want to hold on too tightly, but being able to build something that is financially secure, that feels good, feels stable, these are things that are coming for you. And this is when you're coming into a place where you're deciding where to put your energy. Once you've decided my energy needs to go into this project, then that project is off and running, okay? There's a partnership here for you, and it's better for you to be in partnership than in collaboration is what it seems. However, do keep in mind that if there's an outside person like a mediator, that might be helpful. So maybe not somebody in the partnership, but someone else to bounce ideas off, that will help you in that partnership. This seems to be all very much work related. So some huge project is coming up for you that you are getting very clear on what you're bringing to the table and making sure that there's a balance between what you're doing and what you're feeling, like what you're providing in an emotional sense, and also what you're receiving in an emotional sense and receiving in a financial sense. So Libra, completely different type of reading than I expected for you, because generally you're very heart-centered and open and loving. But this is great. It's good to know what's going on business-wise. So this is what I have for you. Let me know how you feel about it in the comment section below. Hit that thumbs up button. It helps me out so much. And for now, I'll send you all my love. I'll see you soon. Bye, Libra.